What's up, folks? Big G, back at it again. Today, this story comes from the great state of Tennessee, my great state of Tennessee. And this one is another shameful sheriff from this state who has just recently been indicted in May on, he has been indicted on, I think it was 18 charges. And a new investigation by the Tennessee Comptroller's Office has resulted in the indictment of a Gibson County Sheriff Paul Thomas. Sheriff Paul Thomas, who has served as the sheriff since 2014. The investigation outlines a scheme employed by Thomas to enrich himself and a group of investors, his buddies, by profiting from labor and care of the Gibson County and Tennessee Department of Correctional inmates. He was using inmate labor and profiting from it. Not good, but it's not been the first time that's happened in the state of Tennessee either. In 2020, Thomas and a group of local investors created 3 nonprofit businesses known collectively as the Alliance Group. This business provided staffing assistance to local businesses, housed current and former inmates at a transitional home called the Orchard House, and provided transportation to work release inmates and former inmates traveling to and from work. Investigators determined that Thomas directed $1,417,204.06 in inmate wage fees and deductions to profit the Alliance Group from February of 2020 through October of 2022. At least 170 inmates in Thomas' custody were employed by the Alliance staffing agency during the investigation. Alliance transportation was paid $18 per day to transport the inmates to and from work. Additionally, 82 inmates were allowed to reside at the Orchard House instead of the Gibson County Jail without proper approval and were charged $40 a day by the Orchard House. Not good, Sheriff. Not good. Thomas, who held 20% ownership in the interest in the Alliance, was prohibited by state law from profiting or benefiting from the labor of inmates. He received $181,644.50 in compensation, payroll benefits, and legal representation services from Alliance. This money was derived from inmate labor. Thomas also deceived the Department of Corrections by allowing 74 state inmates held in the Gibson County Jail to reside at the Orchard House. Thomas then required the county to disperse the funds to Orchard House without the TDOC's, Tennessee Department of Corrections, knowledge or consent. Orchard House was neither attached to the jail nor staffed by jail personnel, and no contract existed between the county and the Orchard House. Furthermore, Thomas improperly handed wages earned by inmates working for Alliance instead of having their wages deposited into their inmate trust accounts, also known as commissary, to benefit each individual inmate. Thomas directed $448,637 of inmate wages to be deposited into a private account owned and controlled by the Alliance Group, which is a big no-no. Based on the investigation, in May of 2024, Thomas was indicted by both the Davidson County and Gibson County grand juries on a combined total of 22 counts. These indictments included counts of theft, forgery, computer crimes, and official misconduct. A full list of charges can be found online. I'll try to put a link down to those charges. Jason Mumpower, the Tennessee comptroller, was quoted saying, "Our investigators identified multiple deficiencies within the sheriff's office that coincided with this scheme. We also learned that Sheriff Thomas failed to disclose his ownership interest in the alliance in his annual filings with the Tennessee Ethics Commission and violated his duty to secure and properly guard inmates until they were lawfully discharged." Okay, so he's kind of screwed, but this is just typical. Okay, now, so what do you think of that, guys? He's the sheriff now, and he's making a hell of a profit off them, or was. So, well, there we are, guys. Great state of Tennessee, representing some of the most shameful police in the country. Here we have a sheriff up on 22 counts. 22 counts. Not good. Not good. And the ones of us who take out a camera to film you guys are the bad guys? Really? Really? Till next time, guys. Keep 'em straight.